Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on? The topic is today.
Save up to 80% off Wayfair's Black Friday in July. Right now.
Yes, the topic is today. Are you eating what you growing? This is a very interesting topic, topic, because I had this and the joy we have growing our food. My containers, guys, because the rain come last night and man, it's every minute I gotta clean these containers, every minute. Because if you notice, I love to plant, put my container direct underground. Some of them I might leave them, put them on a piece of board or something, but most of my plants I love to put them direct underground that they could get the connection. This is a papaya. But yes, back to the topic. Are you eating what you growing? I was talking to someone, and what they was telling me that they gonna stop gardening. So I say, are you serious? Why would you stop gardening in time like this? Hmm? This is the time you need to be gardening if it's anything. He said, yes, because it's becoming, he loved to garden and he loved to grow his food because that's what he loved to do. But the food is getting waste. Too much of the food is getting waste in that he harvests. Too much of the food is getting waste, so it's getting discouraging because his family is not eating the food as they should. Well, let me say this, guys. If you are a gardener, you got to learn to prep. You cannot allow your food. Hey, Johnny to success. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes. Oh, thank you for the donation. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, my Johnny. Yes, so what I'm saying, if you are a gardener, the thing is, sometimes what we do, we depend on like others to do it for us. But if you are a gardener, all right, yes, right. So, all right, yes, right. So, you have to learn to prep. Sometimes, sometimes you might have a refrigerator, and sometimes that's not enough when come on prepping. That mightn't be enough sometimes. So no, you gotta find this is for the people who grow a lot of food. You can't afford to be growing a lot of food and allowing them to go to waste. You can't learn to dry the herbs them, learn to dry them, grind them, preserve them, put them away. But a lot of people, as far as I'm understanding, a lot of people is not really. Sometimes some people talk about the taste. Some people complain about the taste. The taste is so different because the thing is, when you grow up eating a certain type of food or a certain type of way, anything comes different, it tastes like it's not the same. But at the end of the day, you got to understand that when you grow something natural, it will be different to what you're accustomed to. because many of these food grows a certain way, and these people got to feed millions of people. So they got to do what they got to do. But in your personal space, in your garden, you should make it to a way that you can be comfortable and you can be eating. So learn to preserve the food you grow. You cannot allow food to be wasting, and then if you are a gardener and you enjoy growing and you feel that the food is not getting eat fast the way you want it to go, or you realize too much food is getting waste, then prep. Learn to prep, put them away. Because sometimes you might bring, because let me tell you this, guys. I passed the other day, right? Last year. I passed last year and I see a lemon tree. Massive lemon tree. Huge lemon tree. And when I look on the ground, I'm seeing lemon all over the ground. And I'm saying, how could this be? How could you have a lemon tree? And we all know lemon is important. How could you have a lemon tree and watching all the lemon fall on the ground? All the lemon fall on the ground and just get spoiled. So a lot of people is growing food, but they're not eating the food. They prefer to go to the store and buy their food as usual. A lot of people is doing that. A lot of people out here, we see, and maybe even self on YouTube, is just growing the food for the videos, not to eat. And some people tell you that they don't eat the food they grow, which I don't understand. If you're not eating the food you grow, then what you eating? It sounds crazy to me. I don't eat the food I grow. So what are you eating? You're eating food that someone else grew. And that's something I can't understand. So I'm asking the question, are you eating the food that you're growing? Or you just growing it for content? Or you just growing it because you love to grow food? Or please let me know, guys. And you could always leave it in the comment section and let me know what you think about this topic. Because it's not adding up to me. All right? Because for what I've noticed, growing food is not a simple thing. These are June plum, guys, growing really nice. Yes. Growing food to me is not a simple thing. It's very hard and stressful sometimes, especially when you got the bugs them tearing down your plants, eating your food before you able could get some food from it. That could be very stressful. This is a plant, guys. This is a herb, seed under leaf. You see the seed under the leaf? Yeah, that's a herb right there. Right, so then we're growing all these herbs and we're not educating ourselves about the herbs then, and then we got to go to the store. Thank you, my journey to success. Appreciate it. Then we got to go to the store and buy the same thing that we're growing. Some people have dandelion growing up all over, but they will not pick them. They will prefer to go and get them from someone else, and they have no idea how that person grew them. So right here, as you see, we have two plants here. We have the moringa, which I'm going to be putting them in a bigger pot. And we also have the soursop. This is a soursop growing really well. So, and we all know the benefit of the soursop leaf. So we can pick these soursop leaves and we can also store them. So you have to learn how to prep. You cannot be growing these things and allowing them to go to waste, and then you end up have to go and buy them. We know the benefit of these leaf, so pay attention. We know the benefit of these leaf with this moringa and the soursop. We know the power. We know the power that these leaves carries. These are marigold, and we know the power that these carry. So if you grow in them, this is a papaya. If you grow in them, you basically know what you're growing, and you basically know what you're putting around them. So are you eating what you're growing, or you just growing because you can grow? And if you have a family, and even though your family mightn't be want to, you get them involved. Try your best to get them involved, because when come on food and you have conversation, and you talk to them and you let them know the benefit of growing your own food and the amount of nutrition you can get from growing your own food. So sometimes the conversation is much needed. The conversation is much needed. Have these conversations, because I understand not everyone grows up with this kind of lifestyle. This lifestyle is different. You know, not everybody grows up with this lifestyle, but you better start getting used to it. I'm telling you now. You better start getting used to it, because I mean, look at this. You come out in your garden and you want to make some tea. You could just grab a few of these and you have some tea right there. You come out in your garden, you want to make some tea or some seasoning, you just grab a few leaves, and that's it right there. So I think it's important, guys, to eat what you grow. Are you eating what you're growing? All these are pepper coming up here. This don't push out the pepper already. We harvest a lot of pepper from this one right here. Yes. This is cassava. And right, this is a bed of herbs. This is a bed of herbs. Most you're seeing is herbs. And you know what? I know harvest herbs from these plants. I harvest a lot of herbs, and it looked like I did not harvest anything. Yeah, it looked like I did not harvest anything at all. Because especially how the rain, you see how the rain is coming now? Everything is just growing and healthy, man. Look at these things. This thing is healthy. I have an eggplant. I think this is a black beauty. Man, this thing is pushing right there, man. You see what I'm saying? So this is garden season, guys, and we should get busy growing, eating, enjoying. Oh, look, I have a bunch of pepper, tomato right there. All right, so that's harvest. And this is some seed that I know that I'm going and set. You see, now we in the spring, now we in the summer, right? We in the summer. We in the summer, and what we actually doing now, we thinking about our summer crop, our fall crop. I don't really do fall crop. I don't do fall crop at all, because I don't think it's necessary for me to do fall because the way I grow my garden, it's produced in a certain way, and it produces for me right goes up to the fall. So it don't really, it don't really necessary for me to actually grow a fall crop, because at this point there's a lot of people. You see, let me explain this to you guys. As a gardener, you got to be smart as a gardener. All right? The thing about being a gardener is knowing what to plant, knowing what to plant at a certain time. It's important for you to know what to plant at a certain time, because you got to remember, especially for the people who got to deal with the cold weather, the fall. You got to deal with the cold weather in the fall. So the cold weather in the fall, you got to try to see how much you can grow within that season, from spring go right down to your frost. You have to think about the kind of food you got to grow, because, and guys, I'm gonna tell you this, sometimes not because you did not grow up on a certain food mean it's not good. And this is things we got to get accustomed to. Not because you did not grow up on a certain food meaning it ain't good. Sometimes you got to adjust to different food. Like me, for instance, you grew up on eating a certain food, but at the end of the day, what you did, you adjust and eat different things, because now you got to grow what makes sense. You got to grow what can feed your family. What can feed your family? This is the thing you have to grow, because there's a lot of people at this time. We in the, like, was looking at my garden. At this time, his garden is, nothing is in his garden. Why nothing is in his garden? Because the things he plant, the things that he plant only produce one crop, and then that's it. You see what I'm saying? So after that, now he just give up. No, the thing, what you got to do, you got to plant your garden like a seasonal garden, meaning you will able to harvest right into the spring, into the summer, into the fall. These are things you have to study and pay attention to. You see what I'm saying? You, within that time, you want to make sure that you grow enough food, good enough herbs for the winter. So if you have that covered, like for instance, we actually in the spring right, fall with summer right now. But if you notice, my garden is still flourishing and full of food. If you notice, it's still a food. This is a Edo. I'm growing this Edo in containers because I want my subscribers and my followers to know that you could actually grow Edos in containers. If you notice, this is the Edo, and if you notice, it pushing out new roots there coming up there. So now this Edo gonna be a big root of Edo. So yes, you can in containers as well. All right, so when this ready, you just turn over the container, pull it out, and you're gonna see how to deal with this. And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to encourage and show you guys that you could actually grow Edos in containers. All this is avocado. I'm growing these avocado because I believe one day I'm gonna able to eat from them. Even though if you're not eating from them, the leaf them also loaded with benefit. This is another one too. They now start to do better because they was dealing with a lot of hot sun. Now the weather changing now. This is a papaya. All these are tropical plants. You got to put them in a greenhouse in the fall because when the weather start getting cold, it's gonna definitely damage them. So you got to put them in a greenhouse. And I notice my cantaloupe and them start doing way. I'm not gonna be growing them and not eating them. So what the question is, are you eating what you grow, or you just growing them because you can grow them? Are you gonna grow them and let them go to the waste? Like for instance, I grow in these nice June plum. Am I gonna grow them, allow them to go to waste, and then go and buy from the store? That don't make any sense to me at all. So I'm basically gonna be wasting my time. Talk about I'm gardening, but at the same time I'm not eating what I'm growing. What kind of example I'm setting for the younger generation if that's the case? You see, these are big pear. You see? So the thing is, guys, I'm not just growing food in ground. And we're getting a lot of rain, man. We're getting a lot of rain. If you notice my container them, the rain beat up the ground and every container them, and that's another challenging thing too. You have to be cleaning these container like every 2 days, especially when it's raining, every 2 days. Because if you don't do that, the outside of the container gonna look real messy and you don't want that. But what I'm saying is, for the people who follow me, knows that I grow in-ground. I do a lot of in-ground gardening. But also, I do a lot of container gardening. And I could walk around and shows you that all the plants I have growing in the container look as good as the plants them in the ground, because I use the same type of method that I use in the ground in the container. So everything grows beautiful and healthy, green and luscious, because that's what garden should be about. But all I can say, guys, if you're growing, you should be eating them, because I know you eat. So if you're not eating, if you're growing and you're not eating, then what you eating? You're eating with someone else grow. So get used to it, man. Get used to it and get your garden pumping, man. Let's get your garden pumping. Get them fruits in them. Whether you want to grow them in containers, whether you want to grow them in ground, if you have the space, man. We also, this is a tropical plant right there, the June plum. It's a tropical plant. In the fall, I got to take this and put this in the greenhouse because it cannot stand cold weather. I also have the mango, also have the papaya, also have all them avocado. I have like about 10 avocado trees growing right at this moment, because I just believe that one day I will be able to eat from these avocado plants. So it's all about being patient. Gardening is about being patient, having discipline, and don't make nobody distract you from what you're doing. You got to remember, when you start gardening, you come with a goal and a vision. You must have a goal and a vision. And your goal and your vision is to be successful. All right, so your goal and your vision is to be successful, and you should be able to learn along the way. Yes, you can take ideas from others. Nothing wrong with taking ideas from others, because trust me, there's a lot of people who share some real valuable information out there that can take you to another place in gardening. So just pay attention to the people you follow and see if they sincere, see if they're sincere and what they're doing. There's a lot of people doing this for entertainment and a lot of people doing this for their channel, right? So you got to pay attention to what your intention to grow these food. What is your intention? What's your motive? What's your goal? You have to start with the vision of the garden you want, and then you take ideas from other people if it's suitable enough for you, and you apply them. But the vision comes from you, and don't get distracted, because if you out there on YouTube and you listening to every content creator about gardening, you're not gonna start a garden. I'm telling you, because it's too much information and everybody telling you had their own opinion. No, you as a person have to have your own vision, and then you take bits and pieces from others that can apply. But you have to start with a vision. Your vision you cannot see through another person's vision. You could take from their ideas, but you have your own tunnel of vision of how you want to do your garden and what you want to plant, and then you take it from there. You start taking ideas from people, but you cannot sit down thinking and listening to everybody out there. You're not gonna start. You're not gonna begin. It's gonna be very distracting. You understand? Some people telling you to use this, some people telling you to use that. You know, it's gonna be too distracting. So what I'm saying is, focus on your vision. Focus on your vision. What do I want to do in this little space? What do I want to do in my garden? What do I want to do? What am I looking for? What type of plants I'm trying to grow? What type of fruit trees I'm trying to grow? What type of vegetables? What type of watermelon? That should be coming from you. That's your idea. Now you need some information about how you want to grow some squash. You want to know how the best way to run your squash. Now you're looking for information. Sometimes it's best you use a trail. Run them on a trail. Let me give you an idea here. You see, this is a trail right here. So you could run them on a trail like this, and you have more control instead of have them running on the ground. So running them on a trail is the easier way. So now when you think about it now, it make you say, oh, okay, that's a very good idea. You see? Because now it's actually making sense. It's actually making sense to you. You see, so this is what you do. You cannot just go out there and trying to take information from everybody. You will never begin. You have to start the garden. And after you start it, you start looking right? You start looking for ideas. That's how you do it. Because I'm telling you, you will get distracted. And I don't know. Hold on for me, guys. Let me see. Damn. Give me a second here. When I look, when I look at gardening, it's a special thing to me. It's very special because this is how I feed myself. This is how I feed myself. This is how I grow my own herbs. Right now, I'm getting ready to clean off these containers, but right now the rain is dewing, so it didn't make sense I do that today at all. Because if I clean it right now, what's gonna happen is gonna get dirty right back. Now, I'm gonna show you guys why I prefer to put my containers on the ground. These are some big containers, so as you see the rain was falling, so the rain, you know, dust up the containers, but I'm gonna get it together, but I cannot clean it now because it is gonna get dirty right back. No, the reason why I put these containers on the ground is because, and I bore a hole, you see a hole like this? I have a hole like this in the center of the container, and in the container I also have a hole going down to the bottom. So this hole and the hole in the container connect to each other. Now this is a tunnel that the earthworms and all these beneficial bacteria could tunnel through and end up in the container. So within the container you're going to be finding all different type of earthworms accessing from the bottom into the container. So this is why I prefer to have my container on the bare ground, just like this, on the bare ground. I think, from my experience, I think it's a better idea to have them on the ground because you have more access. And in the container, I also love to bore a hole in the center of the container and then a hole in the ground. So you just connect the hole from the container to the hole in the ground. And so let me just draw a little idea. I like to give ideas and options, right? Okay, so now you see I have a hole here and there's a hole in the middle of this container. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put this right there. So what's gonna happen, all the earthworms, if you notice, you're gonna see in this container, you see something walking over, yes. All them beneficial insects gonna be down inside there because they have easy access. So sometimes this is important, and the hole in the bottom also important. So this is why I will always recommend putting your container on the bare ground. Sometimes you might not want to do that because when you have the container on the bare ground, when the rain fall, it does it up real fast. So every minute you got to be outside cleaning them. But it's a really good way how to get healthy plants going. Look at this plant. This is a tropical June plum. The same method goes on to this one. I bore a hole in the center of the container, and I also bore a hole in the ground. This gives the connection, the same type of energy out of the ground, push itself in your container. It also attracts you see, I'm raising this up, and if you notice down there, you're gonna see all kind of little back thing walking up and down. You're gonna see ants walking up and down. But guess what? This container is too small for this plant. But now what I'm trying to show you is the same type of bacteria and insect that walking up under the container is the same one gonna end up in the container, which we need them. These are the same one is what gonna help enriching our soil in the container. So we need them. So you give them access to the container, which is creating a hole in the bottom, in the center. So the same vibe, same energy that flows in the ground gonna flow itself up in the container and also draw the earthworms and all them beneficial insect you need up in the container, because we need them. We need them. We definitely need them. So container garden is an amazing thing. You just gotta know how to make it work. All right, you just have to know how to make it work. You remember, in container garden, plants, they're not designed to grow in container. They're designed to grow in the earth. We the one who decide, okay, we're gonna house them in a container. So if you wanna house them in a container, you gotta make sure that you create the same flow, the same type of energy that's in the soil, in the ground, comes right up in the container. Also, drawing the earthworms, also drawing the beneficial insect into our container, which is so important. So important. The tips that I'm giving you guys, it's about success. Okay? It's about success, being successful as a gardener. So, oh man, you see I lick off one. Oh, Shams, I'm here talking and I'm lick off one my June plum. But this is the June plum, and they get a little, they're pretty sweet though. They're pretty sweet. You know, and you just pull the weeds and you just drop them right back in the container. You ain't even got to throw them out. You see? These things is important when come on gardening. There's things we just have to do to be successful. All right? You could do it, what? You could do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, it won't make you successful. What is being successful? Able to eat from what you're growing, able to get the plant to produce as it should. That is what being successful in gardening be. Able to get the plant to produce as it should. A lot of us growing food, but we're not getting the amount of food we should get from the plant that the plant should be giving you. Because we have to learn what these plants desire. We have to learn what these plants desire and what they love. And if we're able to give them that, then they're going to give us their full potential. Okay? In this container here, we have, this is a fruit tree. A pear tree we have growing up here, right? In this container is a cantaloupe. It's already produced cantaloupe already, and it also have a next one coming here, and it also have a next one going there. Now in this container, if you notice, you're gonna see what I'm feeding this plant to. You're gonna see what I'm feeding this plant with. If you notice, you're gonna be seeing all these leaf and stuff that I keep feeding it with. Why I'm feeding it with these leaf? And then what I also do, I clip off some of these leaf and just drop it back in the container. No, what I'm doing, I'm actually prepping this container for the next garden season. And this is the thing, guys. We have to start prepping all now. Don't wait till next spring to start prepping. Start prepping now. So you see, all I'm doing, I'm just taking them off and then I'm just adding them back right in the container. So now this same leaf gonna become food for this same fruit tree for next garden season. So this is how you maintain your container. This is how you maintain a healthy container and saving you from adding all kind of stuff to your plants then. So you see, I'm pruning them at the same time, and what I'm doing, I'm just adding them back into the container. So by next spring, these leaves will be up break down already, feeding the plants. Now, if you come with a microscope and you look down inside here, you basically gonna see millions. I know it's hard to count to a million, but you basically gonna see millions of parasite and whatever down inside here, because there's a lot of life living in the soil, and this life is what make your soil. You see what I'm saying? So when you get rid of these life, when you get rid of them, what you creating, you defeating the purpose of having a healthy garden or a healthy container, because all these living bacteria, when you spraying them and you doing all kind of stuff, you getting rid of them, and we need them. Oh, look at B. All right. So is a lot to learn in this thing, but it also a lot of misinformation in gardening. Because the reason why there's so much misinformation, because nobody want to learn from each other. Everybody want to be the person. You see what I'm saying? No, you can't come overnight, and gardening is a process. You see what I'm saying? It's not an overnight thing. It's a process where you learn over and over, practical, while you're doing it. You have to be doing it practical. You see what I'm saying? Practical. And this is how you learn. This thing is not going to come overnight. So the reason why the knowledge don't go far is because everybody want to be you know. You can't start a garden last year and feel you could everything. No, you could never know everything, because guess what? There's people who doing it for 20 years and they still ain't know everything. So we just got to humble ourselves and try to learn and pass on the information to the new generation, the younger generation, instead of trying to. You could never know everything in gardening. You could never know. It's a learning process, and you have to learn practically. Even though you're on Google looking for information, you still have to try and do it practically to able to master it, because the only how you could master it is if you're doing it. You know, sometimes you might go to college for a certain, you go to college carpentry, right? But when you come out of college, you don't know how to do the work. Then there's a guy there now who didn't even went to college, but he know how to do the work. Now he got to show you practical, because you only have it in your head, but you don't know how to do it practical. So the person who doing it practical and seeing all the learning from their experience and showing you how much, show you the mistake, showing you what they overcome. You cannot beat the person overnight, especially a person who growing all different type of plants, especially people who growing food that only could deal with hot weather. You got to be able to master these things and know these things. And how you gonna able to know that? Practical, you doing it hands-on. Because having the information in your head is not gonna cut it. You still need someone to show you, and that's when you master that. After you having the information in your head and able to master it at the same time doing it practical, that's where you become that powerhouse. But you can't gardening, you cannot be overnight. It's not an overnight process. It's about learning. Like this plant right here. This is a tropical plant, right? I never grow this in this type of climate where you got to deal with fall. I grow this in tropical area. Now I'm learning about this plant right now. It's a beautiful plant, it's healthy, but I'm learning about it. Now after I learn about it, then I can say, okay, this is my experience, this is how I do it, and this is how it works for me. Now somebody could learn from that. But now, if I'm going on Google and Googling information, that does not mean I know anything about the plant. You have to be hands-on with these plants to know about them and learn about them. You got to be hands-on with using different type of natural compost, the leaf. You got to be hands-on with that and see that it works in order to for you to know. And this is the thing I'm not understanding, because a lot of people is introducing us to some product out there that I'm not even sure. We don't know about them. They never use them, but they're telling you about this product. And there's people showing you that you don't need them. But the problem is not everyone willing to do that type of hard work. The work is too hard, so not everyone willing to do that. You see these leaf, guys? These leaf, you could eat these leaf in salad. If you eat this leaf, it tastes just like the fruit itself. This leaf, a lot of people add it to June plum leaf. A lot of people add it to their salad because it have such a beautiful flavor inside of it. And how do I know that? Because I seen it for myself and I also use it. Now, many people gonna see the information on Google, but they never do it. And this is what I don't understand. If you never even taste what it tastes like, you don't know how it works, but yet you believe you know. This is why when you hear me talking about different herbs, I always say my grandmother. This is what my grandmother used to use. My grandmother used to use the Humphrey. You see what I'm saying? And then when I use for myself and I get the benefit, then I come and I could talk about it. But for you to just be getting information on Google and just spreading it like you know. No. Get down to it, get practical, learn about it, see how it works, see the benefit. If you drink it and it make you feel good, you could talk about it. Okay, yes, I get this information and I drink it and it make me feel good. You could talk about it. No, sometimes in some cases, a herb that works for you might not work for me because our body is actually different. You could have a ongoing condition going on. I don't have it. So now the herb that I using that making me feel good ain't working for you. So these are things we need to know as well, guys. We have to educate ourselves in this field. It's not about just growing. It's about how we consuming them. No, we're growing herbs. Like I know someone, moringa. If I boil moringa, if I drink boil moringa and I drink it, I feel good. The moringa leaf, where's the plant? I have a plant with it. Yes, if I boil it and I drink it, it made me feel good. But then there's someone I know. Someone told me that every time they drink it, they get dizzy. So this is what I'm talking about. We got to educate ourselves more about the herbs them that we grow and how we consume them. Because I remember in my grandmother time, I remember they has dosage, and this is why even in the hospital today, when they're giving you medicine, they give you dosage. It's always dosage. So you got to know how much you're supposed to take or how much you should take. Just consuming it without any ideas, it might cause more harm than good. So educate yourself about these herbs and these plants. Don't just go out there. Like for instance, I now tell you that this leaf, the way it tastes, before I ever taste this leaf, someone told me you can use this and make salad. Right? They say people they use this and make salad. No, what I do now, I take a leaf for myself and I test it for myself. And the taste that it gives out is just amazing. It tastes just like the fruit. So now, if I'm using a salad, I might come out and I might pop two limbs, two pieces, clean them up really nice and add them to my salad because I know the flavor they give. And also, if we know the fruit, the same nutrients that run through the plant to come to the fruit is the same thing that runs through the leaf. So sometimes we believe that the leaf is not good. It's only the fruit. In some cases, both of them is good, like avocado. The avocado leaf. Let me see the avocado plant. I have a baby one right here. This is the avocado plant, and we also eat, this is a baby one, we also eat the avocado. Now, few years ago, I realized they also eating the leaf, right? This is not what I'm saying. This is not my saying. This is what I've learned. You could also eat the leaf. I did pick some of the leaf and eat with mango leaf and salad. I'm not telling you to do that. But I add some of these leaf, mango leaf, in my salad, and it was awesome. You see, it didn't do anything to me. You see, but I'm not telling you to do that. But what I'm saying is, before we give out these information, we have to know there's people who listening to us. There's people who listening to us, and we need to, we need to be more persistent, more giving more ideas of these things. So give in-depth information. If you believe that you know about a plant and the benefit, nothing wrong if you speak about it, because you know, you use it, you taste it. But at the same time, like I know I was mentioning, something might work for you and it didn't work for me. You see what I'm saying? There might be a home that works perfectly for you, but did not work for me, because our body is different. What you have going on in your body is different than what I going on in my body. But the thing is with me, I grow lots of herbs. All these is herbs growing up here. But I use them from time to time. But I don't overdo it. I use them from time to time, but I don't overdo it. I take breaks. If I'm decide to drink some marigold tea, I'm gonna drink it, but then I'm gonna take a break before I move on to something else. This is the soursop leaf. If I wanna drink some soursop leaf, I pick a few soursop leaf and I drink some soursop leaf. If I wanna drink the moringa leaf, this is a baby, since the rain it just shoot up in the air. If I wanna drink the moringa leaf, I take a break and I drink. So my thing is, if you're telling people about herbs and using herbs, you have to give them more in-depth details about taking breaks. Don't just jump from one to the next, from one to the next. That might end up defeat the purpose, because I'm gonna tell you this. If you notice, when you go to the doctor, they want to know if you on any medication. They want to know where you on, because they want to know. They want to make sure that you only using, you understand what they're giving you, because if you using this for a certain purpose, then you got to allow it. You got to allow it to work. You see what I'm saying? So you're using it, but you got to allow it to work. If you're using the moringa, you got to use it and allow it to work. So you can't just swing from the soursop to the moringa to the basil and just keep going. You have to take breaks. The herb's supposed to be able to work and do what it do in your body. But if you keep things, we should be educating ourselves as well, and these are conversations we should be having, because many people trying, many people willing to learn about these herbs. So the information is well needed, but it's how we distribute the information, it's how we pass on the information. All right, yes, you might tell me, okay, might be able to help, which is the avocado plant, no, the soursop plant. They say by using the soursop plant, it can help fight cancer cells. That's what they say. All right, I don't know that. That's what they say. So now I can't just come and tell you, oh yes, the soursop plant, I can't tell you that. I only could tell you that what they say. No, I remember using the avocado leaf the soursop leaf, the mango leaf, and the moringa leaf. I remember using all four in a smoothie, just blend all them up together. And listen, it was a powerhouse for me. I don't know how it's gonna reflect for you. You see what I'm saying? So with all these four together, combined together, it was like a powerhouse. The soursop, the moringa, the avocado leaf, and the mango leaf. They all was like a powerhouse combined. But that's how it works for me. I cannot tell you it's gonna do the same for you. So this is what I'm saying, guys. But we still got to be careful how we dish out the information, because, like I say, how it works for you, it doesn't mean it's gonna work for me. And we know herb is good, herb is great. We need herbs. We cannot do without herbs. But at the end of the day, how are we gonna use them? Like I say, my grandmother, I remember, is a certain amount she used to be using. Not a bun, is a certain portion they used to be using, and it used to help people. So it's not, we got to proceed with caution by using the herbs, because especially when you're growing these herbs is more stronger than how some other person might grow them. Some other person might grow them and they're not as potent because of how they grow. So by you growing them, especially you try to grow them natural, they might be more stronger. Or they grow wild, they might be way more stronger than if you just go and pick them up, buy them somewhere. So the dosage is very important. All right. Now I want to do marigold. I'm gonna pick a few marigold leaves. Right. The most I might do in a cup of tea is might be 3. If you're using these herbs and they're not making you feel any better, you need to stop. If you're using these herbs and they're not making you feel any better, you need to stop and you need to leave them alone. All right? Don't proceed. Whatever you use, it's supposed to make you feel better, not worse. So once you're not getting no result from them, then you don't need to use them. That's my opinion. Okay? That's my opinion, guys. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. I will appreciate it. You see, these are turmeric. Check in this container here. We have 1 turmeric, 2 turmeric, my gosh, 3, 4, 5. 5 root of turmeric growing up in here. We also have an avocado plant growing up here. And we also have this thick leaf thyme. We also have oregano. We also have marigold. The good thing about it with this, and guess what? We're using clay soil. You see what I'm coming from? We actually using clay soil, but guess what? It works beautiful with the plants there. These plants was in this container. These turmeric was in the container, but they wasn't pushing out anything. But since the rain started pouring, everything just shooting up, and now I'm realizing how much is in this one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna leave them. The honest truth, I'm not even gonna take them out. I think it's too late. I think it's too late. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fold this container right to the top, and I'm gonna take out the avocado plant, which is this. I'm gonna take this out, I'm gonna take out the marigold, and I'm just gonna allow them to grow, because it's too late for me now to take them out to go transplant. So let me try take out this avocado. Oh man, this grass is deep. It's deep. But I need to get it out because this is the right time, because it's raining and it's not too hot. So it's not gonna damage, it's not gonna mess up the root like that. God damn, this thing is so deep. I really don't want to damage the root. Okay, all right. So this is the avocado. Okay, root look intact, root look intact, root look intact. So basically I'm gonna transplant this, because it's no use, it's no sense have it inside there, because it made no sense. And especially now how the rain is coming, now is the right time to transplant it into its own container. I'm gonna find a container. All right. This container, that's where it's gonna be. So I'm gonna get some dirt. If you notice, you're gonna see I have a hole down in the center. I always bore the hole in of the container. I always do that. And I have my reason, and I also explain that as well. So this is where I'm gonna be growing this beautiful avocado plant, in this container. So now we have the turmeric, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a broadleaf thyme. This very easy. This is very easy to grow. So I can just rip it out, which I will have to, because I'm not taking out the turmeric. Them too late for that. So I'm just gonna leave them and let them just do their thing. But I'm definitely gonna take out this, and I'm definitely gonna take out the marigold and just add more soil to the container and just leave them. Yes, because it's raining a lot, and when you see it raining, oh my goodness, it's the best thing you could ever, it's the best thing that can happen in container garden. Hey guys, how you all doing? What's going on? Let me know if you guys seeing clearly. You could press 1. If you seeing clearly, you can press 1. If not, I'm gonna end the live, because I don't know if you seeing clearly, press 1 please. So I now remove the avocado plant from this container. I want to remove this one as well, which I'm not going to do right now, because I got to get the container prepared. Hey, Country Hustle. All right, you see him clear. Thank you, Country Hustle. What's going on? Good to see you, man. Yeah. These things easy to go, and there is seasoning. The seasoning, man, everybody should be growing this. Everybody should be growing this. Yeah, everybody should be growing. Easy to grow. You could even grow them in water. You could put them in a bottle and you could put them in water and they grow. Okay? In this container here, we have yam. That's yam growing. If you notice, you're gonna see the vines. That's another yam growing right there. In this container, we also have squash. I'm leaving this squash here because I wanted to turn seed, so I'm not gonna pick it. You see, we also have turmeric, two turmeric growing in there as well, which I'm not even gonna trouble. I'm gonna leave them. Yes. And yes, guys, since the rain start, my goodness, it's just transformed itself. I already harvest about 10 already from this plant, and what we see now, it's even, oh man, it's getting, see, lots of flowers, so it's going with its second crop. It's going with its second crop. Right here, this one here, this is a cassava. For the people who don't know about cassava, this is actually a cassava. I'm actually growing it in container. I did a video when I plant this cassava, because cassava, it's a root crop. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. If you're on the phone, you could double tap the screen and you could hit the like that. Yes. So the cassava, I have it in 25-gallon container to at least deep contain, sustain the root of that plant, because you need, the more room you stand, a better chance of getting more food from the plant. Let's come over here now. I'm gonna bring you, these are some flowers I take from flowers I get down there, the seeds, and I just throw the seeds them here and they're just growing up nice. So I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna carry them down in my garden, because there's pollinators. This year is the same time I was showing you there. These are basil. Now have them a few days ago. It's all about the production. It's all about dedication. The dedication. It's all about being so disciplined. I'm growing some lemon here too. These lemon looking beautiful, man. Damn. Yes, I have a few more up here too. This is a lemon too. It had a blossom, but it dropped off everything, man. All these is herbs that's growing up here. This is another avocado tree. This is an avocado. This is lemon basil coming up inside here. Listen to me. This is an avocado here as well. This is another avocado. This is another avocado. This is the next one I know, transplant. This is a yam growing up in this container. This is a pumpkin, which is doing a lot. This pumpkin here is doing a lot. If you notice, this pumpkin plant in this lemon container, and this pumpkin just doing its thing, and I'm just allowing it to do what it want to do. It's running everywhere. Now it's running up in this tomato plant here, but I'm not even worrying myself. What I've noticed in here, I'm noticing that something is eating off some of, you see that? That's droppings. When you see that type of droppings, you already know there's a caterpillar around. I got to find that. I'm seeing the droppings everywhere, so there's a caterpillar around here. Yes. And I'm telling you, the way they just position themselves, it's hard to find them. But I'm gonna be paying attention because I'm seeing the droppings, so I know for a fact there's one here. But yes, guys, I try to do these videos because I'm trying to encourage other people into growing something, and whether you have a small space or not, you can do it. Right in this area here, this is a trail. But within this trail, if you notice, I have yam growing. This is yam. This is even the pumpkin running up here, which I don't want, so I gotta remove this pumpkin. I want it underground, so I'm not gonna allow it to take over. I prefer it run under. What I'm doing with this pumpkin is making circles with it, circles around. This is just to show the people you can grow pumpkin in a small space. You just gotta be in control. Okay, this is a cantaloupe coming up here too, which is awesome. This is a nice bunch of tomato, which is awesome. Need to pick you. Nice. This is a nice salad. So you see now, I can just walk around and pick a nice salad. Yeah, so as you see what's going on here, you have cantaloupe, you have peas, you have yam growing right on this trail. And if you notice, the tomato as well is growing up there as well. So you just got to be creative. And nothing wrong with getting ideas from others. But the creativity have to start from you. And from that, you add other things. These plants were struggling because we was dealing with the drought. But now we get in the rain and everything just growing the way they should. And that's what's important. So we have papaya, we have a lot of tropical. We have papaya, avocado. This as well is another oregano there. So what I'm saying to you guys is, being a gardener is, I wouldn't say is 100% simple. It could become simple once you willing to learn and once you be humble. You see, the problem is with a lot of us, what we just do, we just believe that we close out, we lose out a lot because we believe we know everything. My thing is, I'm not interested in using chemical around my plants. So if you're talking about chemical, I'm not interested. But if you're talking about growing food and growing them natural and using natural product, we could have that conversation. But when you talk about chemical, I'm not interested because I see what natural things can do. Because for anyone who following me, they see that my garden always productive, always green and fresh and nice, without them this type of product. So I'm not interested in that type of conversation. But I'm open to learn. You see what I'm saying? I'm open to learn. And this is the thing. You gotta be careful because There's a lot of people who introducing us to products out there. Yes, there's a lot of people who introduce into a lot of products out there. And as far as we know, we don't know about the product. Not even them know about the product. But they introducing us to them. Right? When on the label of yes, on the label of many product we use, it tells you what is the side effect. Yes. Anyhow, guys, I'm going to end this live now. Yes, I'm going to end this live now, guys. I hope this guy live can motivate someone. I hope this live can encourage someone. And don't forget, you don't need to run out there. If you're doing container garden, you don't need to go out there and spend thousands of dollars in containers. Use what you have, because what you have might do a way better job than the one you pay $50, $60 for. All right. So shout out to you. Happy gardening, happy life. Stay blessed, stay focused, and be strong. Peace.